Welcome, everyone. We are at the Echo Fox office today. We are playing an academy game against CLGA Academy. Before we jump into everything, just want to let you guys know we have a new Twitter account for all of our league content. It is at EchoFoxLol, and we will be bringing on our top laner, Josh Atkins, Nintendude, for an interview today. And if you have any questions for him, you can use the hashtag AskEchoFox, tag our new Twitter on it, which is at EchoFoxLol again, and we will do our best to answer your questions. I think we'll be answering 3 of those questions today, so just make sure to tweet at us and make sure that you are heard. I am Thomas Thinkcard. I am the strategic coach of the LCS team.
And I'm Josh Mabry, the positional coach for the LCS team as well.
I'm really excited for today's games. We are playing against CLGA Academy once again. They went 2-0 last week. Tell me a little bit about how they were able to pull out some of those victories.
So CLG's been looking pretty good so far in the Academy split. I think a lot of this is because they've been together for so long. And with this crazy meta, like having good teamwork and being able to adapt well together as a team has been really important. And that's really shown through CLG's game so far. Our team, on the other hand, is off 0-2. But I think that's because we have a lot of new faces on the team. And although we're off to a rough start, we have a lot of strong talent. And this week is looking to be a lot better.
Yeah, I think we brought in Yusui, who I think he played on Collegiate for a while, but he hasn't been playing in Challenger or Academy, and he's new to the team. Last split, our mid laner was Tanner, and we obviously need to mesh and make sure the synergy is there for Yusui. So they've been working really hard, and I think they're going to put on a much better show today.
Yeah, for sure. Like Tanner was a huge carry for our team, for our Academy team last split. And Yusui has big shoes to fill, but he's definitely no slouch. I'm pretty sure he's like top 20 in solo queue right now, and he just has a ton of individual talent and just needs to get more used to a competitive environment.
What's going to be really great is after the draft, we are going to be joined by Peter Zhang, the academy coach. He is pretty much the mind behind everything. He makes sure that we're always improving and the academy players are looking their best so that, like we saw last split, some of them came on stage and were able to perform at an LCS level. So Peter's really the mind behind that, and it really helps everyone improve and play their best today. So we're going to be able to have an insight, be able to look at like the insights that he has, and pretty much just see what he thinks about the game and where it's going to go.
For sure.
I think we have a really exciting mid lane matchup today. We have Yusui versus Tuesday. Tuesday's obviously been playing with his team for a long time, and he played really well last week. And Yusui is like this high-skilled, high-mechanical player. He's top 10 solo queue. He's definitely, a few years ago, he's considered one of the best mid laners coming up. So tell me a little bit about how you think that matchup is going to go.
I mean, I definitely think Yusui has more individual talent than Tuesday, but like you said, Tuesday has a lot more experience playing with like his jungler and his team. So if Yusui and Nathan can mesh well together, I think they are both individually like the better players and can come up on top if they play well together.
Yeah. Another talking point is Wiggly. He came on to CLG Academy, and they've been looking a lot better with him. He's kind of been controlling the early game. It seems that the other players are meshing really well with his early game playstyle, and they've been coming out to these leads and these macro leads. Why do you think that's pretty much happening, and why do you think that's such a big improvement to last split, where CLG kind of struggled and couldn't really figure out what to do?
Well, I think Wiggly's like a really proactive and aggressive jungler. He's always been really successful in solo queue, and he's just really good at getting like those early game leads and knowing how to like close out a game. I think our team, our win conditions is we need to really focus around our mid and bot lane because both of our carries have a lot of talent. Lawrence Lost is a really great AD carry, and we've already touched on Yusui as well. Like, if we get those players ahead, it's definitely going to become an easy game.
Yeah, Lost, I think, was one of the top 80 carries in Academy last split. For those of you who don't know, he's actually an import from OCE, and he popped off last split. So I'm really excited to see what champion we lock in for him today. We're jumping into the draft here. We banned Zoe. They want to ban Vlad Camille. Vlad is definitely a really strong pick in this meta.
He's
in
a flex
LCK,
pick as well.
Yeah, in LCK they throw him bot lane, and he's definitely just one of the best picks because at level 6 he can one-shot almost every AD carry in the game.
Camille's a really strong jungler as well. She's able to like get those level 2 ganks off and get the game like going really quickly.
For sure. I definitely like this Brand ban by us because CLG Academy, they did pick Brand last game against C9 Academy, and the Brand did really well and nullified Sneaky in the bot lane. So I think getting rid of that Brand is definitely one of our better bans.
Yeah, he was actually one of the first players, I think, in solo queue to start playing the Brand ADC, and we're starting to see it all over, like from other teams. Like Sneaky as well has been playing a ton of Brand.
Otto was playing a lot of Brand?
Yeah, he started playing it in solo queue. He was like one of the first people to start playing
That's
it.
crazy. First pick Nocturne. Nocturne's definitely really strong this patch. If you take the Celerity rune, you get like a bonus 20 AD from his fear because you get a lot of bonus movement speed, and the movement speed gets converted into attack damage. And so Nocturne, when he fears you, gets bonus 20 attack damage on top of his Q attack damage, and pretty much can tear through almost every person one-on-one.
Yeah, especially with lethal tempo, like he's able to farm really well, and even if he gets invaded, his like fighting level 2 and onwards is really strong. So it's really hard to contest his jungle clear.
I actually think he wins like every single one-on-one right now in the jungle. We responded with Shen. You obviously want to take away the Shen from the Nocturne because if you do pick Shen Nocturne, that's just a lethal combo. There's not really much you can do with that. So we took away the Shen, and Odd Orange is really comfortable on Sejuani. Sejuani got a buff this patch, so you can just permanently stack his E passive on like Dragon and on jungle camps. So he did get a buff, and I think Nathan is really comfortable on this champion, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, she's also pretty decent in the meta because there's so many melee bruisers getting picked in all the positions. She has really good synergy with like a lot of the meta solo laners and even bot lane champions.
And CLG responded with this Mundo and Tahm Kench, nothing too special there. And they locked in, Irelia for Yusui. Irelia is definitely one of the higher contested picks in the game right now, so I am excited to see what Yusui can showcase with this pick because there's a lot of playmaking and he can definitely pop off this game.
Well, although it is most likely for Yusui, like a good point on our draft is like we have a lot of flex picks as well. Like the Shen, the Irelia could go into multiple different positions, whereas on CLG side, we kind of already know like Tahm Kench is going to be going support, Dr. Mundo is going top lane, and Nocturne's jungle.
Yeah, for sure. And also, we did ban out the Renekton, so a lot of that's a good pick into the Irelia. So CLG, they probably have something they're waiting to play into this Irelia, so I'm excited to see what they end up locking in to go against this Irelia pick. We banned out Lulu, another strong pick. She did get nerfed this patch. Her shield went from 6 seconds down to 2 seconds, which is a pretty big nerf, but still one of the best champions to blind in the game, at least for mid lane. So getting rid of that is always a good thing, especially if Yusui thinks that he can out 1v1 Tuesday in a more skilled mid lane matchup. So I do like that ban.
Yeah, a lot of ADC bans coming out from CLG as well for Lost. Kaisa is one of his most comfortable champions, and Lucian's also a really great pick on purple side, but he's still able to pick up Xayah, which is another one of his favorite champions.
Yeah, he was playing this a lot in Korea. He got really high ELO. I think he got like 600, 700 points challenger, and one of his best champions was Xayah. So he's definitely going to be able to do work this game. I don't know if the Shen is going top or bottom yet, but it seems like CLG is going to have to show their hand right here. They're going to have to pick something to go into this Xayah. They picked Varus, maybe? How's Varus into Xayah? How does that lane go?
I mean, Varus into Xayah is usually... Varus is actually a pretty common pick into Xayah, and especially Xayah Rakan, because Varus can R the Rakan engage and prevent that. And Varus has good solo trading against Xayah with the Tahm Kench support to protect him from potentially Shen or Rakan. So their bot lane matchup so far is actually pretty good.
And we're still waiting on CLG's last pick here. They do end up picking the Orianna. What do you think of that pick? Irelia could go mid here. I think that's a pretty good matchup for Irelia.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of a free lane for Irelia. It's going to be two champions kind of trying to scale, right? I believe Irelia will probably have kill pressure at level 6, but I'm not too familiar with that matchup. Looking at bot lane, they have the favorable lane. They have the favorable champions for lane phase. Like Varus has a really strong spike at one item, but once the game goes on longer and Xayah starts getting items and Rakan hits the mid to late game, he is really strong engaged and can definitely make plays happen.
Yeah, so we locked in the Rakan here, which means the Shen is going top lane versus the Mundo. Probably not much is going to happen in the top lane. They're both just tanks. Obviously, the Shen is going to be looking to make plays around this Irelia, this Rakan. Our win condition off this draft definitely looks like it's snowball mid and bot lane, have the Shen ulti come through, and pretty much just rotate around the map taking turrets. once mid game comes around, we put the Irelia in a side lane, Xayah Rakan mid with Shen in the side lane, and our mid game is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I like both the drafts actually. I think both teams have some really strong picks. Like for example, we have the Irelia and they have the Nocturne power pick as well, and both teams like have a lot of win conditions, and I feel like the draft is pretty even.
How do you think CLG Academy is looking to play out this game?
I think they have strength in the lane phase bot lane. Nocturne versus Sejuani kind of gives them a stronger jungler. I don't know exactly where Nocturne's going to look at 6, though. He doesn't have like a lot of windows. You can't really gank Xayah Rakan because they're so strong in turning like 2v3, even 3v3 if Sejuani comes down. Maybe they try and look mid on Irelia. Maybe they just repeat Nocturne ult mid and try and open up the game through mid. Because, I mean, top just seems like kind of like a farm lane.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that they're going to be trying to get this Orianna farmed so that when mid game comes around, they can have this Guinsoo's power spike Varus with a fed Orianna to try to keep him safe and kind of just zoom him around the map with a death ball comp.
Yeah.
But I don't really see how they're going to be able to match our 1-3-1 if we execute it correctly, just because I think we're going to have so much pressure mid lane with our 3 core.
Especially if the game goes on like to like the 2 to 3 item window, like we're going to have a lot easier time winning this game. Like they really have to be proactive on like Varus Rageblade and 1 item power spikes and being really proactive in the early game if they want to win.
They do also have, honestly, I think it's all about just tracking Nocturne early. If Nocturne's ulti works, like maybe he goes bottom before Xayah Rakan hit level 6, then Nocturne can get going. And then if this Varus gets an early lead, that is going to be a champion that can snowball the game. He is one of those Guinsoo's champions as well, so he's going to be able to take Baron really fast and pretty much have an early power spike if you compare that to the Xayah. So.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of how they close out this game, and I really don't think they have that many options because like they have the Tahm Kench. Like if they get Proud mid with Tahm Kench, maybe they can look for plays on the side lane, but like they don't have a lot of power in the side lanes. They have like Orianna and Dr. Mundo. I mean, I guess with Nocturne you can make plays on like maybe Irelia or Shen in the side lane, and that's how they win. But it really just seems like our comp has a lot more options.
I agree. I am excited to see how this Mundo actually plays out because late game we don't actually have like a powerful AP threat. So if this Mundo does stack a lot of armor, he might actually be pretty hard for us to kill. But once again, I do think our comp is going to be really good with the Rakan. So we are joined now by Peter, the academy coach. How do you think that draft played out?
I think it's fine. Like it's pretty much what we expect during the draft with practice. It's you guys will just talk about some points about the Varus things. So we do have some strategy going into this game and trying to shut down the Varus early game. Then can make our Xayah Rakan roaring, and I think mid lane could be something we can looking forward to do since we think Irelia is such a strong pick and
they locked in the Orianna.
Yeah, they
against
locked in
so.
against as a major against Bruisers, and we also have a Shen to help on 2v2 mid to get better. Also, we pick Sejuani to because Sejuani was a mid champion. We think it's a very strong combo, and they should be beating them on 2v2 mid, especially with Shen help. So we'll see how this game goes.
Do we have experience with Irelia versus Ori and like in scrims? Like, have you guys seen the matchup at all?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's something pretty interesting for us because we never met Orianna in the scrims before.
Yeah, Orianna, especially in LCS.
Yeah.
Some people, or in LCK, some people pick Orianna into Lulu or other champions like that. So it's pretty weird to see it picked versus Irelia. I think he can do well, but he is definitely vulnerable to a lot of Irelia stuns and a lot of his pressure, especially with a Sejuani. So pretty excited to see the way that one plays out.
It's pretty interesting to us also, like, because we know they're looking for like Orianna, Nocturne, like Wombo probably, like we pick like Xayah.
But you can't do that to Xayah. I mean, Xayah has
that's what I'm saying. Like Xayah has a strong ability to dodge those like all the OT combos. So
we have so much dive protection.
Also, Xayah is one of the Lawrence best champion too. Like, we played a lot last bit. So.
Do you think that they're gonna try to do anything level 1 with this Mundo?
Maybe, but look, this is things like, I think, like you said, they want to hit the Varus power spike, they want to let Varus ahead. But the key point is, in this game, we were trying to punish the bottom lane harder. So if they do trade sides, I think it's benefit us. It's a Mundo versus Shen. You might get 15 CS on Mundo, but if I can get 20 CS, if I get this 30 CS or 40 CS, or even like get a first turn bottom side, I think that will be very good to us. Because if Tahm Kench don't get ahead, he can OT out, otherwise you just lose turn.
Ball lane is super volatile too, especially with Shen top lane. And like once we have 6, like if they're getting pressure ball lane, you can really open up the map with just like one man dive.
Right. Also we have a Sejuani Asian's best champions. Like last bit, we played tons of Sinjuani game, and he definitely his best champion in my opinion. And Sinjuan just got a recent buff, and we're looking forward to see how he played this game.
It definitely seems like a lot of our comp has a lot of playmaking, and they're kind of reacting to our playmaking with their Tom Kench and hoping they can get through the early game and then go into this mid game with this Quincy's.
But that's the issue. Like they have to react, but we outscale. So that's like why I think CLG's comp's gonna be kind of hard to play out.
Yeah.
They don't have the tools to accelerate the game. Like when that's what they kind of need to do with their champion.
So jumping into this game, it seems like level 1 is standard. Obviously, the Mundo is going to be able to be a little bit annoying.
We were late invaders level 1. You guys will see it. We're about to do it. It's gonna
You're spoiling it for us?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
We're gonna do this. It's gonna be a strategy we set up to split the map here.
Splitting the map is really good for you guys, just because if this Varus doesn't get any lane pressure, then the Zai is going to be up to scale, and then once Shen hits level 6, you can obviously make plays around their second red buff or their first turret bottom. So let's see how this map split works out. So pretty much to explain it is we're looking to pressure their bot side so that their jungler is forced to the top side of the map so that our jungler pretty much takes over the bottom side of the map. So then Nocturne is forced to try to pretty much try to make impact against this top lane, which isn't really that gankable of a lane, or try to go mid lane. And if you know the Nocturne's top side, then I really can hug bottom.
And the reason we're able to do this is because our 3 champions, Zyra, Clone, and Sejuani, are a lot stronger than Varus, Tom Kench, and Nocturne. Like, although Nocturne is a really strong champion right now in the jungle, his level 1 isn't that strong.
Oh, he's trying to steal it.
So CLGA Academy, they did end up just backing out immediately, which I think is the right call. A lot of teams will just hang around and try to steal it or try to walk in and hope the other team messes up. They would just die. So he just ditches that immediately and goes for his red. Let's see how this plays out though, because Odd Orange is collapsing on this, and he is level 2 already. Nocturne's gonna have the smite, he does get it, and let's see what happens. Nocturne's looking, he doesn't even see him on Raptors. Nathan's gonna see that his red was stolen though, so
we saw him on top of
this is a pretty interesting path by Nathan actually. Like, wouldn't most Sejuanis just go to the enemy race there? I think go to blue.
Yeah, especially if he's looking to split the map, it is kind of interesting to do red to top Raptors, unless he thought that he can stop the Nocturne. So he's going to take their red, our Raptors, and maybe he's going to loop back onto the enemy Raptors. So maybe he's going for a camp lead on this.
Well, that's also, I think he's trying to pressure the Orianna early pressure, because it's a range versus melee earlier.
Yeah.
So that level 2, even it looks like there's nothing, like Orianna just can't really pressure the Irelia, so he won't be like pushed so low during the first like big wave collapsing. Then
what are your expectations from this game? Do you think that we've improved this week, and you're expected us to pretty much show that we're still a dominant Academy team and we can take down this 2-0 CLG Academy team?
Yeah, definitely. Like, let's watch this play first.
Gonna get a flash for sure.
Comes in from behind.
Yeah.
This is really good for the Irelia lane as well, because like you said, Orianna has to pressure early, and now that she's down flash, like she can't really play that way with no flash.
Once they get level 6, like yes, he has cleanse, but if Irelia starts with his ulti, then I'm pretty sure the Orianna is just dead.
Yeah.
We have new players coming, obviously, Isui and the dude. We think they're pretty talented players. They're actually doing really well on the screens, but you know, like Isui haven't been played pro for like 2 years, and Nintendo just like switched roles recently. I think they just need more experience. Like last week games, we do like a lot of reviews on last week games, and we think like we just need more practice. And I just hope they can show what they have in the scrims. Just, you know, all we're looking for is play slow pace game, trying to do like more control calculated play like that. Mid gank now, mid don't have a flash, have a summon advantage. Like how we can like explode with that. Can we make a play with Shen level 6 or see how that goes?
I think it's important to know like how much has already happened in this game. Like when we were going into the draft, we said that like CLG's bot lane should have an advantage, mid lane should have an advantage early. But like that level 1 invade completely stopped all of that. Like now we have a lead bot lane because we were able to push level 1 because we were invading their bot side and their bot lane had to play respectfully. Getting that Irelia flash early opens up Irelia for a completely free lane. So like all the downsides to our draft have like already been negated just because of the invade level 1.
Yeah.
This is where we're definitely going to have to be proactive once we get level 6 on the Shen, because like we said, we pretty much have the playmaking besides CLG Academy having this Nocturne. So once right here, Orange trying to really punish this Orianna for not having his flash. It doesn't look like it's going to work out. He's playing really safe. Wiggly's already sniffing it out, so.
I think a better look from Orange here is definitely just to farm till 6 and wait to punish them.
Yeah, you don't have to do that, but oh.
Nintendo getting aggressive in the top lane.
It's my boy, dude. Putting hand.
He's playing really well.
How does this top matchup go? Like, I'm not really familiar.
I think Mundo should have Shen should be winning this early game as he's got grasp and what is Mundo keystone?
Grasp as well.
He should definitely have grasp.
Yeah. Well, we see Brandini will just do a conquer Mundo with Tiamat Bird. I don't know about that one.
Bruiser Shen.
Bruiser
Just
Shen,
going ham.
yeah.
Assassin coming with the R.
So we're winning bottom, huh? This is pretty good for us.
Yeah. So we have this pressure. Varus pretty much basing using his TP already.
Yeah, it's good for us because we have.
This already looks really bad for CLG's bot lane because like if you're gonna draft a bot lane like this, like you need to win lane because you're just gonna get outscared.
Pretty much if Zaya gets his face off, then he's gonna go back. He has BF.
And then Varus will be behind for the rest of the lane phase.
And then
we'll probably be able to open the game out bot lane like we said at level 6, just because we're gonna have constant prio with an item lead bot lane.
So Nocturne's still working towards this level 6. Needs to pretty much make that first ulti work, or else I think their comp kind of falls apart.
What do you think he's already going to be?
I think he's going to try to look bottom before Zaya or Condor level 6, or he's going to be looking mid. I think looking top is a waste of time. He probably knows that. He is hovering around mid lane. He might also try to use the counter gank. But
yeah, I don't think they'll get much more than a flash out of the Nocturne ult though.
Yeah. If this Orianna dies, it does seem very bad for CLG Academy, just because this Irelia, just such a strong pick, is going to spiral out of control. So he's looking to clear his red buff here. So Sejuani is looking to invade. I'm waiting to see if this Irelia comes down, because without the Irelia coming down, if Orianna gets you first, it could be bad.
Oh, we have Shen ulti here? Oh. Oh no.
No, he got ignited, right?
He should die. Oh, yeah, he's dead. He didn't
oh,
even
nice.
flash.
Okay. So we do punish their bottom lane with this very aggressive play.
Sejuani's going to get a good XP lead off of this. That was Nocturne ult as well, right? So Nocturne ulti didn't work out. Sejuani's going to be able to clear his red buff, clear that jungle, and go to his top side. Nocturne only has one job now. So Nocturne's going to go to his blue buff, and the communication here from all of Fox Academy needs to be Nocturne can only go top side. We're going to be able to push out mid lane and maybe look for a play bottom. Or you know the Nocturne's top, so obviously the Nocturne should not be able to get a successful gank off. So that was a huge play for Fox Academy. And that should pretty much snowball the early game for them if they play this correctly.
That pretty much stopped CLG's any ability of proactivity in this game.
Oh.
And it looks like top lane is able to get the lead with that gank as well. So we have all 3 winning lanes, and we outscale. It's going to be really hard for CLG to come back in this game.
He's almost playing really well this game. He noticed Mundo was out of position. That fight, like, we just make the play there, and he's probably don't know where's Mundo.
Yeah, he's playing a really good Sejuani. Even from the level 1 invade, like he's had full control of this game. He's got his 2 losing lanes, a lead very early, and then
that's something we mainly focus on at this point. Is when we get so like this much ahead on the game, like winning, ganking top, winning on the bottom side, how we actually just gonna be control the game pass. Like don't just force too much play. Like waiting for our ulti.
Stay focused. Wait for lane priority.
Play around your R's.
Because that's one problem we used to be.
So once again, we do have a new league Twitter. It's @EchoFoxLol, and we will be bringing Nintendo after the game for an interview. If you have any questions for him, just use the hashtag #EchoFox. Tweet it at us, and we'll see your question, and we'll choose some of the questions to ask him. So hopefully he can bring some insight on his top lane gameplay and really what he was thinking throughout this game.
Right.
What really sucks for CLG is they actually had to burn the one advantage they had from our bot play, which is they burned TP on Mundo. They had TP advantage,
they burn it?
And Shen TP was down because he ulted to the red buff and then TP'd back up. But now that CLG Academy Fallen Bandit had to answer with his own TP, now once again, like another proactive thing that CLG could have done is out of the game. So
they have to wait Nocturne OT come back again and looking for a make play.
Yeah, but where do they even look is the thing. It's like all 3 other lanes are losing, and they don't really have like a really strong point on the map. I think we're gonna look to open up the game maybe with like next Sejuani R. We'll probably look bot.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm curious what happens around this dragon because we do have this Irelia and our bot lane pressure. So I'm wondering if we're going to turn this into an early dragon or if we're going to go for first box turret. Because it seems like we can go for either play. Maybe we're just waiting for Shen to get in a good position before he can ulti. And yeah, it seems like the next play is up to us. He's soloing dragon right now. So this is really good because now it seems like we can save the Shen ulti for just a dive bottom. So it's pretty much just a timer. If we execute it well, it seems like we should be able to get first turret this game. But CLG Academy can obviously, they have counterplay, they have the Tahm Kench, they do have Varus ulti, and they have this Nocturne.
Here.
So
I think Nocturne's job just comes down to like looking to where we're going to make the next play and trying to counter it if it's are.
That's some good turret damage for sure.
We just get a dragon. Like, again, this is just like something we don't have to force.
I really like our earliest covering bot side. Nintendo just needs to recognize that we're switching sides of the map right here, and we're going to get bot tower for free.
So we get a first turn.
That was kind of a mistake for by Nintendo to die top lane, although it won't really matter much. As soon as we all started to hover bot side, he should have just backed up and gave the tower top. Because we're going to get a lead around our carries, and that's really what's going to win the game for us.
This is a good look from CLG. They're going on the Irelia. You see we try to dance around, but really not much you can do. As soon as you're hit by the Varus ulti, you get Orianna ultied, and really good look by CLG Academy. They are going to lose their bot inner turret maybe, and they took mid. It looks like they're going to take mid outer and top outer. So not a bad trade by CLG Academy. They did answer pretty well. At the end of the day, even 2-for-2 trade in turrets, but we did get first blood turret.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for CLG, like the towers they destroyed are actually like way better for the map position than R2. Like getting those 2 turrets bot, like the gold is nice, but like we're not going to be shoving all the way up to their inhibitor bot. But like since they get the mid turret and the top turret, it just opens up the top side of the map so much for their team. So that was actually a really good play by them.
So about our team, like who would you say does the most talking in game? Like who is a shot caller? Who kind of like initiates everything?
It's usually Nathan. Nathan will be make the plays and everybody feeding more info and we do how to do. I think that play CLG mid is really good in mid, but is really his flash there? No, he has
really
flash.
still has flash.
Yeah, he still has flash.
He should just respect the Varus ulti on top of this and just flash it, and I think he will be fine.
And mid turn.
And mid turn won't be probably down. It's play on Isui and
Nintendo could have even backed up top and just hovered and hit. Because top tower is probably
I
going to
will call this is because there are new players coming in, they have not too much experience, recognize this is a trademark play.
Yeah.
You just have to be play patient, just be back up and wait, you see the enemy jungler there.
Yeah. But either way, CS mid is still pretty even.
Well,
top lane Mundo does have a little bit of a lead, but once again you have the global of the Shen. So both of them still doing really well in lane. It's just those small mistakes which CLG Academy did punish. So
they did really well there for sure. But Zyro can still be able to roam on the map. This is some good news for us at least. We are very high on the tempo here too. So let's see how they was doing with the tempo they have.
Yeah. Although we have a lead in this game, I think this is a good window for CLG as well because like Varus is on Bork, Aurelia is still trying to complete his Triforce, and I mean Zai does have the Storm Razor, which is pretty strong, but like CLG's items and their champs, like this is their strong point. This is where they can come back into the game for sure.
They're also probably going to rotate this Tahm Kench mid lane. So if Varus Tahm Kench is able to get priority against the Zyra Khan in this like Bork, and like also once he finishes Zeus, then they do have opportunities to Tahm Kench ulti to a side lane.
Yeah, and with that on top of Nocturnal, like puts a lot of pressure on our side laners. They're gonna have to really respect the global ultis. And
I mean, he really has a Trinity Force right now, so he's supposed to put some pressure on the silence and get some priority, and we can see what he can do with that.
It's gonna be really important for us to match our pressure in all 3 lanes at the same time. Like, our duo mid is really gonna have to communicate with like jungler and side lanes to make sure we have pressure mid before they can push up in the sides.
So CLG is moving their bot lane to mid. The Sejuani's following this Irelia. Let's see if they can take out this window here. Do you think they have enough damage?
Yeah, they do.
With Ignite for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Nocturne and TK are hovering up, so it could potentially
we don't need
get countered
here, but it's kind of overkill, but a kill is a kill. Always a kill.
Yeah, that's definitely worth it. You want to get your Irelia going in a side lane, and
I mean, Dragon's not responding yet, right?
Yeah, and Mundo already has a Sunfire, so were able to tear through a Sunfire Mundo, so that is definitely a really good thing for Fox Academy, and Irelia's gonna be able to push out this all the way, get a good base off, or maybe hover mid to relieve some pressure.
Although there really isn't any like big objectives to get off that kill, it just gives us more time to farm up, and like we've said a million times, like we are scaling comp, like all our champions get better and better as the game goes on. This just buys more and more time for us to get to our items.
Yeah, Isui's on this Irelia pick. Like we played a lot of Irelia this week in the scrims. He did really well. We're gonna see. I mean, he's 1-1-0 right now, right? Like.
Yeah, he's doing well.
And then he got Trinity for us. Is his power spike, so he should be like getting stronger and stronger. And we'll see how you do in team fight. I feel this champion is. His laning is strong against those mid. Also, like his team fight potential is really high with his ulti. If he can land like 3-man, 4-man ulti on him, it's gonna be really good.
So CLGA Academy, they're kind of waiting for Varus to push out bottom. They should be looking for Guinzeus and then looking to do something off of that. Orianna is pretty strong. She does have that one kill and has a Luna's Echo, and she has a stopwatch. So she will be able to survive if we go on her once. So I do think CLG Academy does have a pretty strong team fight coming up.
Can he hit it?
Do you think that was, maybe it was expiring?
Maybe it was expiring, yeah.
Probably not the ideal usage.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't even notice they got the Rift Arrow earlier, but since they did, like, they should have definitely made a lot more use to that, because we don't have a lot of sieging on our team, and that's like a really good way they could have opened up the game.
Also with Tom Kench, I feel like if you just put Varus and Tom Kench mid, you can definitely push it out if like Nocturne hovers. There is a fight breaking out right now. Moonnote's in front. This does actually look like a really good engage for CLG Academy.
Yeah.
And like we said, like this is their timing. Lost turning
Yasui's
this around.
Oh, Yasui is
2 for 2.
Yasui?
Yasui will be looking up for sure.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yasui has a very strong... I mean, they should.
No, I mean, and like we said before in the pregame, like both our carries are really strong players, like Lost and Yasui. They're able to take control of team fights. Like even though Lost wasn't able to do that much there, Yasui was there to back him up and clean up the team fight on his Aurelia.
I'm thinking about who's gonna get execution on our comp.
You think we are?
I mean, do we show one?
What I thought was really important with that fight is that Orianna did actually use stopwatch. So now the next time we go on Orianna, we're going to be able to easily clean that up. That was definitely CLG Academy's window for me. Like they...
Yeah, they needed to win that fight for sure.
Yeah, and they had like the Bork, Varus, they had stronger item, but we were able to pull it out with just really good.
This is a pretty important objective here with the Infernal Dragon.
That CLG Academy swooping in there, taking that away. Not ideal, but not the end of the world. They do end up picking off Odd Orange, and we're gonna have to end up catching top wave here, pushing out some lanes. So CLG Academy, they do have control of this game. They do have priority, and
hopes they're scaling too.
We do have to wait for this Death Timer to come up.
I just want to say shout out to Josh's mom, Patty Atkins, in the Facebook chat for saying let's go Echo Fox. I know she loves our team and Nintendo. So. Thanks for coming and watching.
Nocturne ulti goes off. It seems like it's stopping the engage. It goes on Irelia. That was a really good ulti by Tuesday.
Yeah.
He positioned that ball really well and peeled off the Irelia and was able to get on the back line.
I think we play those fast too rush. This is the problem I would just mention. Like in the mid game, we should just be patient. Like we don't have to engage on those. Just give up the turn, wasting running, respawning.
Yeah. Also, once we get like 3 items, the game's really free. So I think, like you said, we're trying to play too quickly. Yeah,
we're forced too hard in that scenario for sure.
But once again, like CLG Academy is showing that they do have really good teamwork here. They are using disadvantage. They had a man advantage, able to turn that into a mid lane fight. We kind of bit too early and we bit their bait. Took a 4v5. CLG Academy turned it, 5v4, took our mid turret, and was able to go bottom. So CLG Academy, they do have a pretty good lead here. And I think once this Varus gets its Guinzeus and Orianna's building towards his Zhonya's, it's going to be a little bit hard for us to fight for a while.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we still can come back, but the CLG definitely has the lead in this game now. We're going to have to play a little bit more reactively. Lucky for us, I think their sieging is pretty hard. And we have a lot of engage, like if they step up to an objective or a turret or something like that with Recon engaged instead of Sejuani, it's going to be really hard for them to stage their siege. So,
yeah, we definitely have to set up some like defensive vision here because we still have the Zyra Recon, but once again, it is going to be hard to walk into them, walking into an Ori ball if they're set up around Baron. So we do have to make sure that CLG Academy does not set up around this Baron, or else.
How much gold do they have?
What was that, 35?
35.9, yeah, so we're down about 2k gold.
2k gold is fine, like, as long as it's not like
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, if you think about it, 2K Gold isn't even one completed item, so it's really not that much.
Yeah.
And like, if you look at our levels, they're all about equal. Nathan is down 1 level. Everyone else is just about the same.
The gold lead probably, it looks like it's on the Mundo. So obviously not ideal for us that there is a gold lead, but at least it's not on like Bear is or Oriana.
Yeah, it's in like the one matchup that's like pretty irrelevant. Like, Mundo's going to be tanky regardless of his gold, so should still be fine for us.
So we are stepping up here with this mid wave that is pretty good because, like I said, like if they're able to push this all the way forward, like CLG Academy is trying to do here, and then get us out of our jungle, it's going to be really hard for us to contest this Baron. So CLG Academy doing the textbook thing, pushing out mid wave.
Setting up the version.
Yeah, going to the river, setting up the vision, but we are setting up right here. Odd Orange puts down the pink. Do not letting them in our jungle. That's just good gameplay. We need to stall out this game for like another 5 to 10 minutes so that Desire can get his items. They did make it so crit items are a lot more expensive now, so pretty much waiting for that spike. Irelia is kind of the glowing star right now. She needs to be able to push out a side lane and create some pressure for us.
Yeah, she needs to create the pressure for us so we can extend the game till like Lost gets his Infinity Edge, and then maybe Irelia gets another item or two. Like, that's really when we're going to be able to come back into this game, I think.
He's basing on Irelia here. Do you think he's going to go back top again or maybe go bottom? The Mundo is grouping, so this is their window where CLG is going to try to establish vision or start Baron.
Yeah, he's not running TP, so he's probably gonna have to run top lane to stay near the Baron.
Oh yeah, true. He's not running TP.
Yeah, I think they were setting up the Baron version.
It's just hard for Irelia to push out topside because, like we said before, they have TKR. And
I mean, Irelia was on his power spec too.
Yeah, maybe our best bet is to just look to group and fight or push them off the midway.
I'm surprised CLG didn't try to do anything with that. Maybe they didn't have any wards left, but it seemed like that was kind of their move to bring Mundo up after pushing out bottom and try to get vision in our jungle. So
this is good for us.
Yeah, this is a lot good. Like,
oh, they're gonna fight here, I think.
yeah, we got a lot of tempo off of that.
It was good by us to recognize that we can't get pressure on the side lane with Irelia, and instead just send her mid and look to pressure as a group of 4. Just clear up these things. We just need to try and get control of Baron. And if we get a vision on the top side, we can kind of hover Irelia and help her push out the side lane and not get completely collapsed on by all of CLG.
It kind of seems like what CLG just need to do here is put more numbers mid, like you see how they're letting us clear that wave. Like, they have to stay at that wave and like usher it all the way into our turret. So that kind of forces us back, and then that gives their team, CLG, like a really easy avenue into our jungle to clear the vision, because they're struggling really hard to try to set this Baron up, and it's letting us stall out this game really well. So CLG Academy, they really need to think about how to go about this mid game, because this is their opportunity.
Right. They're actually stronger to 5v5 right now, so and then all we have to do is try to scale up and wait Zaya.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about before. I like how the Sejuani and Recon are kind of hovering around the Irelia. See, they're baiting for them to engage on the Irelia, and they can turn their
flash. So now we should just be back up here. If we can successfully back up, there's going to be another 2 minutes for us.
Yeah.
I think Mundo burned TP
yeah,
here.
Mundo
too,
burned
right?
TP, that's really good for us, because now they're actually like forced to do something
So
around
they have
Baron.
to force on the Baron right now.
And they don't have Nocturne ulti, so let's see what they decide to do.
Yeah, but one problem I think their comp have is they don't have engage with their Nocturne engage. They have to use Varus flash or something.
Yeah, so as we can see, they're not even trying to do it. They're just gonna run away. Mundo's hopping towards bot lane.
They used all their pressure, and we were able to avoid the play, so that just extends the game for us. They might get like an Earth Dragon or something, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like the key points of this game is we're really just waiting for Lost to get like his Infinity Edge and outskill the Varus.
Yeah. They do get this Earth Dragon, so it should make it a little bit easier for them to actually do this Baron. But did they catch Adrian?
That was a Varus ult. As long as nobody else dies and they can defend the Baron, it should be fine.
That was a Ori ulti too, so they did use some ultis there. But once again, like, this is a 5v4. Let's see what they can do. They are getting rid of our vision in our jungle now.
Mundo has no TP though. So
true.
Is he recoiling? Yeah.
I'm surprised they're I mean, maybe they can't force Baron. I feel like CLG needs to be a little bit more aggressive when they're getting good advantages through these picks, but they're not making much of it.
Is Lost running lethal tempo on Zaya?
Yeah. I mean, people either run like press the attack or lethal tempo now because lethal work is a little missed.
Yeah,
There's there too.
Here's
Isui. I mean, he played that. He
Oh.
does another one. There you go.
This is the Irelia
outplay
pick
the
just
window.
popping off again.
I mean, that's
You
the
cannot
Irelia
outplay
things
Mundo.
that, yeah, you can't play a window, I guess. You just like walk on your face and just die. Oh, this is a free kill, huh?
Looks like CLG is having some fun this game.
Yeah, actually. Mundo with the hourglass.
He's supposed to be right.
Can we just barrel here?
Holy
we can kill him?
God. What is this
Mundo has to
champion?
die, surely.
What is this champion?
Can we just
Is that
barrel
pay to
here?
win? Is this free to win?
I don't know if we can barrel or not. They have no TP, right? And
I mean, they're all dead, and Nocturne's up in, what, 10? Shen has TP. I think they can definitely go to the
we can
ban.
definitely go to barrel.
I mean, CLG made some good plays this game, but that was definitely not one of them. They
I feel
kind
the...
of threw their
Oh, we
lead.
can do it. Okay.
That was probably not the optimal use of Tom Kenchel.
Yeah. Like we were saying before,
Yeah.
definitely try to make plays around the side.
I think they actually just forgot that Adrian was coming out of base because like they killed him earlier, so they thought it was like a 2v2, and so they're just like ulti, 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 and then
Wow.
Adrian just comes
Yeah.
walking down on
They're
top
just
of
too
them.
happy, huh?
Yeah, they try it.
Maybe they
I mean, their win condition, it has to be through the silence. They need to recognize they're going to lose like grouped up fights in mid lane.
Is Lost has AE or...
CLG Academy?
or get a... Oh, Lost got Executioner.
Yeah,
so-
CLG Academy isn't going to win like the grouped up fights, I don't think. They need to play.
Unless like Varus pops off. Or, like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they can win, but it's easier to play through silence, I feel like.
Or he does have Zanya's now. I guess he's had it for a while since he also has an orb, but that does make it harder for us to kill her
At
at
least we
least.
get a Mundo hourglass.
Huh?
Mundo hourglass.
Oriana. Oh, you think Mundo should get one?
No, I mean Mundo got one before. Remember he used on that fight.
Oh yeah, he got a
So-
stopwatch.
Otherwise, this Mundo can scaling for like a long time. Oh, this.
Are they just going to try and pull Baron?
They have,
Oh, that got scouted immediately.
they have an Earth Dragon, but this does seem.
They might
a
look to
little
Nocturne
bold.
ult and burn it.
I think they want to burn it here 100%.
Yeah, I think
We
they
need to be
got it
pretty
here.
aggressive to
They
step
got
in.
it.
We got it. Like, don't take
Oh,
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 this is interesting.
we can win. We can win with Irelia, and
CLG played this fight really well.
yeah.
There's really not much we can do. We do have a stopwatch going down, but Lost has to
Oh,
save
we got
himself.
one. Look at this guy. Yeah.
I mean that's just why control over Baron is so important, especially with Nocturne,
I mean,
because
they burn a Baron
That
really
was,
fast.
that was, I think that was really smart by CLG, just
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they recognized like they were on a timer, they need to do something. They got to Baron, just threw the Ori ball in the river, and it's just so hard to get around that Ori ball. The best we could have done is maybe look for a 50-50.
yeah, we were kind of criticizing them for not being proactive, but that was like a really good.
I was trying to split
Yeah.
it so hard. Oh, okay. He's still pretty much done.
Yeah. Lost did end up getting the Executioners, and now he has double BF sword, so he is close to that Infinity Edge.
It seems like, yeah.
They're just gonna have to try and survive this Baron and look for a group of
If we
fight.
can survive this Baron, I think we will be in a good position.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
If CLG can end with this Baron, then we just GG.
I kind of feel like CLG has to take like, they have to take 2 inhibs. I feel like if they only take mid inhib off of this, then no one cares.
Yeah, I mean mid and hip doesn't even mean anything because like we're gonna be grouped up mid the whole game anyways. So
Irelia has a GA.
Yeah. We are getting some power spikes here. Once it, like hopefully Lost is close to this Infinity Edge, and then he'll be doing a lot more damage in these team fights. And Irelia does have this GA now. So both teams are getting really strong. CLG does have this Baron buff, so kind of excited to see how they set up this vision, because if they rush a play like they did earlier and they top catch ulti too soon, they might not be able to get as much as they can with this Baron. So they just need to stay disciplined, push out lanes, set up their vision, and if they do, I think they should be able to get some inhibs.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to dive if they step up to siege though.
I mean, we don't have a wave clear too. So
Yeah,
the thing is, we have to either fight them, or if CLG wanting to just go in and we see how the fight goes.
Yeah, CLG definitely can siege pretty well versus us. So they are just pushing it up. They
have
did not
wave
get
clear,
caught
so-
out, so
Or we just give this up, I
we
guess.
probably do have to.
Yeah, we
give
really
this
don't
up.
have a way to do it.
Yeah,
No.
we can just give this up.
That was mid-wave. I feel like we should be pushing out mid-wave. Did we push out mid-wave?
It's decently
Yeah.
pushed out. It's even right
Yeah,
now.
it's even. So at least there's no mid-wave to work with. That should be about half Baron. I don't know. I feel like we're going to have to fight on this mid inhib, because if we go down mid and bot inhib,
It's hard,
it's
yeah.
up to CLG. All they have to do is go top. As long as they don't get picked off, it seems like they should be able to win this game. So I kind of think we're going to be pulling the trigger sometime on this.
Do we know what the next dragon is?
No.
No.
Maybe Sejuani like gets in a flank. I'm actually surprised Mundo's going top here. Are they just trying to get this top turn, or are they going for the inhib?
They're trying to. I think
They're trying to push
the
2
wave
waves at
together.
once.
Yeah, but we can just wait for the mid here. I'm pretty sure.
They got bot so easy though.
Yeah, it makes you think they could just walk up to mid him too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, if they use this wave and just go through top, that's not bad either.
So they are posturing for this top turret. They're just
Yeah.
going.
They're probably
for
gonna
it.
look for
This
a
is the power
Varus.
spike for last
That's a
round.
Varus.
Oh, there's a Varus ulti.
So ulti trade here. Rakan's coming in. Adrian, very good charm on this front 3.
This is a really good fight for us, it looks like.
Yeah, Locked is dead.
Mundo's
They
so
use all their
Oh,
eyes, yeah,
we
and
won
Monk's
it?
still alive.
Mundo's so tanky. We can't get past
Yeah,
him.
I mean, even if we don't kill everyone, this prevents their
Yeah.
siege, and we're able to
So
stabilize
this is
the
actually
game.
really good for Fox because, well, we do have the IE on Xayah. The longer this game goes, it's going to be really good. Obviously, this Orianna is scaling up too, but they only got 1 inhib off of this Baron. I think it was 2 turrets in total, so not that bad. Still a pretty good power play by CLG Academy. I feel like at this point, you just keep Irelia in a side lane and just try to Shen ulti on him and try to make a player on that. Because we don't really, our engage has not been working out with this Rakan. Maybe trying to do something in the side lane, like having like Rakan,
I mean,
Trail and Irelia. with Shen
like
ulti.
how they looked top lane when Sejuani and Rakan was sitting in a bush. Like those kind of plays are going to be really good playing around the Sejuani, playing around the Irelia.
Yeah. So is Earth Dragon. This is definitely going to help them with the next Baron. So taking this dragon, they're going to have to push out a side lane after this or push out mid lane. And we're going to have to keep someone in the bot lane.
I feel it's gonna have a fight here,
So Orianna's looks like he's building towards a death cap instead of a void staff. I guess we don't have that many resistances. I mean
we have a
that's
lot of
weird.
MR,
We
I
have
feel like.
Sejuani, we have Shen, even Irelia has Merc Treads.
Yeah, we have Merc Treads across the board, Adaptive Helm on Sejuani, and Spectral Cowl on Shen, so we definitely have a lot of MR.
Yeah, he should definitely be going a void staff.
There's a second Baron comes up, I think.
Yeah, Nocturne's getting really strong though. He has Dustblade, that Ghost Blade, and then he also has everything completed. What is good though, that stopwatch is broken, right? So
That stopwatch is broken. Yeah, it is broken.
camping this bush like they did earlier, or we're just trying to defend our vision in our jungle because once CLG goes in there and sets up, it should be really good for them. So it's always good to look for these defensive plays. I feel like as long as we don't take a fight around like 6 stack bears, Winzus, then it should be really good for us. But the problem is that it seems like CLG are starting all these fights. Like they're
They wanna
autoing our
engage
turret,
us.
they're autoing minions, they're stepping up, they're throwing a Varus ulti out. So I feel like we need to set Rakan in a flank, put Sejuani in a
We need
flank.
to play on
like,
top of Orianna, so she can't like ult our whole team, I feel like.
Yeah, like talk about how we can set up a fight.
Right.
So I kind of want our team to be like focusing on like that type of communication instead of just talking about like we need to fight here, we need to fight here. It's like how do we want to fight?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
wanna fight here, I think.
So it's kind of an ARAM here. We got our 4 champions, their 5 champions, smacking the minions. CLG is going
yeah.
back to this Baron though.
Yeah, this Baron war deciding the game pretty much.
Yeah, like you said, I just don't like how we're so clumped up. I feel like Rakan should maybe be off to the side, like looking for an angle.
We're definitely not going to be affecting this Mundo. So I guess it's just Xayah here. Irelia is dealing with this top, Shen dealing with this bottom. I'm just afraid that once they go to this Baron and we're going to run through this Ori ball again, that's going to be really hard for us. We're not really
Yeah.
setting up this. Maybe we're looking here. Nah. Yeah, because I feel like if we just go into them head on, you have to get through a window, you have to try to get on their backline because Varus or Orianna are going to be dealing a lot of damage.
I don't
and-
think we can get this Baron, we should just take the fight.
Yeah.
I guess we see how the fight goes.
It's gonna be hard with Nocturnal though, they can't really see.
Yeah.
So they're up
Let's
to get this
Baron.
Baron.
Rakan's ult was gonna be completely negated by
Oh, they do get the
Barca.
Nocturne. That was a really good top flash
Yeah,
by
good.
Intended.
We
So
lose
far
in
that we
five.
did lose 2.
yeah. Mundo might just be too tanky. at
He's
this
so
point.
tanky. He only has to build armor pretty much. Like he just has a visage and he just goes pure armor just because we have so much AD damage. Yasui, no. My former teammate. The LoL Pro days.
It looks like they might be able to close that with this mid wave that baroned up minions, and we don't really have anyone up. We have Aurelia, but she doesn't have a lot of wave clear, and if she goes on anyone, she's gonna get.
I think the main thing is still the mid things happens when we make the first down and bottom side when we have community game.
Yeah.
Both mid and top both dead, and they take a top turn mid turret trade. It should just be a bottom turn trade without anybody dying. Maybe like they get a top turn, but I think that mid turn lose is very huge for us because after that we just come back and losing in the fights.
It definitely seemed like they had control after that. It also kind of seemed like when they set up the Baron, we couldn't really do much about it. So definitely some things to work on with that. But overall, like we did have control early game. We did have like a winnable mid game. It just CLGA Academy ended up pulling the trigger, getting the Baron, and just snowballing off of that.
Yeah, it's just all about transitioning that early game pressure into like a bigger lead, basically.
Yeah, and that does move CLG to 3-0. They are looking like one of the best teams in Academy right now.
Yeah, they play really good.
Have that teamwork that they've been building for a while. I guess Wiggly really did add more of a jungle presence to have them play around. So CLG Academy looking really strong.
Yeah, they definitely look very good.
Yeah, thanks Peter for coming and sitting in and giving your review during the game, and we're going to be bringing in Nintendo to ask him some questions about the game and his overall experience with Echo Fox.
Can I go?
Get over here.
The dude. So yeah, I mean that game by CLG was pretty impressive actually. Like even looking at the draft, like we didn't really think they had much of a chance. I guess we sold them a little too short. They were able to close it out with like not that great of a team confidence. It just goes to show like their team play is really strong.
Yeah, they just had that like Varus Orianna death ball, and it seemed kind of hard to get around. It kind of seemed like you said, the only way would be to set up a flank and get on the Orianna.
Yeah,
but
from different angles.
They did such a good job of setting it up. So
I mean, they're able to play a lot of picks that we just didn't really think, like, we don't really see a lot of Varus or Orianna, but they're able to make it work for their team. And it just goes to show, like, it really just depends on your team style and, like, how you want to play the game. It should be based on your picks.
yeah, it's a super versatile meta.
For sure.
So we're joined here by Nintendo.
Hi.
Interesting game. Do you have any initial thoughts? Obviously, the early game was going really well for you guys. What do you think happened in the mid game, which kind of leaned it in their favor?
So in the mid game, I mean, I felt like we kind of lost the idea of what we should be doing. It felt like there's a lot of downtime where I was kind of running around the map looking for something. Where when I eventually started splitting a Shen, they kind of hesitated and they kind of panicked and tried to start Baron or do stuff like that. So I felt like there was a big lull in the mid game where we didn't use one of our big win conditions, which was Shen split. It's hard against Nocturne, but it's still something that we could use very well. And a lot of it's just, I think, indecisiveness from us. I mean, we have a really like pull the trigger kind of comp where we have Sejuani, Aurelia, and then Shen ulti to go in. And I felt like we didn't really pull the trigger soon enough a couple times. And I think CLG, I mean, they played great.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for you guys to split versus like Nocturne and Tom Kench as well. I liked how in the top side you guys put Rakan and Sejuani like in the bush to try and bait the engage on the sideline because you guys kind of saw that as a win condition.
Yeah, obviously a big problem was the global pressure with Nocturne and Tom Kench. Playing Shen into Nocturne is kind of a pain in the butt, but it's still doable. But really their combined pressure kind of makes like a splitter like me kind of hesitate on the side a little bit on when I should be going. So, you don't want to just push out and die when your team can't get anything in exchange. So that was a big problem for us for sure.
So we do have some viewer questions that some of you guys tweeted at our new Echo Fox account. So James asked, if you could change one thing about this meta, what would you change?
If I could change one thing about this meta.
Anything.
I'd probably have to say it would be like the Scuttle Crab changes because I think it's not because I don't think it affects a lot of what I do, but I think as junglers, it forces a lot of junglers out of the meta if they can't contest early fights for Scuttles. It seems like they fall far really behind in XP since all the XP, like a lot of XP is on Scuttle Crab as it used to be before. It's just a big objective on the map right now that kind of forces your hand into playing like pretty early game heavy junglers.
Yeah, it kind of seems like more snowbally too because of it, just because like it's so one-sided in XP.
Yeah. You seem like a lot of Camille right now. Camille seems to be like the pick right now.
Yeah, because you get both Scuttles.
Before the thing, like she was kind of there but didn't exist in such a big fashion.
So another question we got from Cole, are the new Last Whisper items better or worse in this meta compared to the previous bonus armor pen?
I want to say they're better because I'm trying to remember like old Last Whisper, which is what it is now, where it's just total armor pen and not bonus armor pen.
Yeah.
I felt like it was pretty good for cutting down tanks. I think just the big issue right now is it seems like the ADC items are so expensive that by the time you get to that Last Whisper, which is usually like 3.5, 4th item, that like the tanks are just they're too big. They have their Thormail, they have their Randuins, their Sunfire, whatever it is. So like it doesn't feel as strong, but I do think like this iteration of Last Whisper is better for killing tanks, for sure.
So obviously you're scrimming again. You're playing with Huni and under Huni. What's it like playing with such like a world-class talent and like being able to talk to Huni every day and kind of improve that way? Because Huni obviously considered the best top laner in North America. So what is that like?
It's intimidating coming in from a role swap position to being a top laner, and then actually my second day of scrims was against Huni, so that was quite the wake-up call. But playing against Huni and just being around Huni, it's pretty incredible. It helped me learn really fast. He obviously has his style that he likes to play in the top lane, but even though like he might like to play carries, he understands how top lane's meant to be played, which is a big thing that I'm learning right now, and it's very helpful to me. So I mean, just being around him and just soaking up as much from him as I can has been, no matter what his champion pool may be or where he's playing in LCS right now, it helps a lot.
And obviously you did take a break. I kind of remember you from like Team Fusion and Team Gyrations, but what's it like playing competitively again? Like you took such a big break and now you're back in action in a different role. So does it feel really good to be back?
It's refreshing. I wish we weren't off to such a poor start because I feel like I'd be a little more excited. Obviously, I'm a little bummed that we're 0-3, but I mean, it's still, I miss the excitement, I guess. Like when you're not involved in it, when you've already gotten a taste of it, like it makes you miss it, I guess. So, when I kind of left it first because of my personal reasons, I thought I wouldn't miss it as much, but it kind of grew and grew on me, and I'm glad I got another opportunity to compete. So, yeah, I like it. It's just how it was before. Just everything seems. I mean, the production value of everything's better. Like, we have our own little studio in Echo Fox. It's crazy.
Yeah, why Echo Fox? Because I think you were at Scouting Grounds. I think you were picked up by CLG and ended up not going with them, and then you ended up deciding to go with Echo Fox this split. So why Echo Fox?
So, yeah, CLG did draft me, and they made me offer that, I could be a sub for their jungler spot back when they had Omar God. So in hindsight, maybe I could be their jungler right now. I don't know, since they ditched Omar God. But back then, it just wasn't that appealing to me because I wanted a starter spot because I didn't feel like, I felt like I'm at a stage in my career where, I'm not the young kid that, in the sub position would gain that much from being a sub and hopefully hoping for something. I just want to be competing. That's what was really important to me coming back into this. I want opportunities to compete, and being a starter, that's how I compete. I felt like if I took a sub spot, I might get to play, I might not get to play, I might sit around and end up not liking it, not enjoying the competitive aspect of it, which is why I came back in the first place. So being a starter was really important to me. So that's why I didn't end up with CLG. But everybody I've spoken to with CLG has been great to me. So nothing against them as an org.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, thank you, Nintendo. Unfortunately, the game didn't play out, but you guys definitely had some promising moments in that game and could have snowball that game in your favor. So thank you to you guys for joining us. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Tomorrow, the Academy team is playing against 100 Thieves at 6 p.m. So be sure to tune into that. Hopefully we bounce back and are able to get our first win of the split. And our LCS team is looking to go 4-0 this weekend. We take on Optic Gaming and Golden Guardians. So tune in. We might have some crazy strategies. Maybe not. No one knows. We're Echo Fox. And last week we tried to play you guys a hype video at the end of the stream. This week we have it again. Hopefully no problems. It looks really cool though. I saw a little bit of it earlier. So let's play that right now.
You don't win a championship. You take a championship.
Back and forth from Echo Fox. Intense. Echo Fox heated up immediately. He wants blood. He's looking for it. They're looking to add more to the tally. Kill after kill. Echo Fox destroying everyone. Oh! No way.
There'll be no stopping us.